Hey guys, so it's been a little while and not much has really been happening, which is why I haven't really made any videos, but it's about mid to late January right now, and it's finally been cold enough for long enough that I felt comfortable coming out and start pruning some of my plants out here. Some of these I've had pruned for a little while now, like my trailing blackberry here. I thinned out some plants. I topped some of the vines because they were trying to dig into the ground, and I don't want that right now. And some I haven't done at all, and I'm not sure if I'm going to, like this blueberry here. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing for now because I'm not very experienced with pruning some of these more complicated plants. But these raspberries here, this is my second winter with these guys. So I'm just going through and I'm thinning them. And you can see the difference here between this one, I haven't touched this one, and this one, which I have done. And you can see there's a pile of all the stuff that I pulled out. So there are two different types of raspberries generally that you're going to come across. You're going to have summer bearing and ever bearing. Summer bearing are traditional varieties, much more akin to the wild plants that grow out and about. If you ever go hiking and you find them, they grow much like the wild ones, where they have a 2-year growing cycle. You'll have new vines coming out in the spring, and they won't flower at all, but the following year, after they've hardened up, will flower. Ever-bearing raspberries will flower the first year that the canes are out, which is what these ones did because they are ever-bearing. And so the pruning process that you have for them is just a little bit different. What you want to do is actually see what they do is they flower from the tip down once the canes reach a mature height in that first year, and you want to cut them at that point, that demarcation point where they've stopped flowering that year, because that part of the plant is dead. It's not going to come back. Everything else, though, if it survives the cold of winter, will flower, and so you can keep those. After it has flowered, you can go through and cut that entire second year cane out, because it's just going to die and it's not going to produce ever again. This is the traditional method that summer bearing raspberries go through, and blackberries, but I'm not doing that because obviously I'm getting flowers from them. So you're also going to want to thin these out. Like, there's a lot of these little scraggly ones here that, if they do produce fruit, it's probably not going to produce as well as some of these thicker ones here. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to prune out probably like this one here, probably this one, this small one here, this small one here. I'm just going to get a little bit more airflow, because when spring comes around and these do start to flower, I'm going to have a ton of new shoots coming out, and it's going to really thicken up in here. And you want to have airflow and enough sunlight to prevent diseases and insects from nesting up in there. And just kind of maintain the health of these guys. That's just what I wanted to show you guys here. Just a little quick tip on how to prune these guys. I'm going to be doing some more pruning on some other plants here in a little bit, and I'll try to record some of that as well. But yeah, this is something I've done before, so it's a pretty quick and easy process for me.